Good morning! Welcome back to, well, probably a fairly short and fairly crap video about me getting my bike covered in muck and filth and getting it a little bit slimy. My Hypermotard 950, I'm just taking it off for its first service at Pro Twins, which I'm very excited about because, well, that it will be run in and it will have proper oil in it, and they'll increase my rev limit. Not that there's a hard limiter on it, I don't think, but this certainly flashes red. Lots at about 6,500, 7,000 RPM at the moment, and I think that gets moved up to the proper red line at 10 and a tiny bit. So hopefully it won't take too long. I've got loads of meetings this morning. I booked this in months ago, and there's never a good day to do it in my job. So yeah, I'm going to have to sit outside in the cold because I'm not allowed in the dealer because COVID, with my laptop and try and do some work. But it's been, doesn't look like it, but it's been absolutely hammering it down with rain all night. I got woken up by it a few times, and I was just lying there thinking, oh no, I've got to sit outside in that, being miserable trying to work, which, you know, isn't ideal. But the good news is that I will have a run-in Hypermotard 950 SP by the end of today. I've been taking it pretty easy this morning. I've stuck it in touring mode, which I rarely use, just because it's greasy and I'm on Supercorsas. And actually, do you know what? I've been filtering into the sun, which is annoying, along lots of these, well, not the solid white lines, along the broken white lines. And they're actually, the tyres feel pretty good. I had Supercorsa SPs on my Daytona 675 10 years ago, and they were terrible, especially on white lines in the wet. These feel a lot more forgiving. So I guess the compounds and tyre technology has come on. So there we go, there's some consumer advice. Don't worry about riding on Supercorsas in the wet. Obviously, take it a bit easy. I'm not going for mad lean angle. But even accelerating quite hard, the traction control's not really intervening. So yeah, obviously the road isn't absolutely coated in water. I've been through a few massive puddles and created a bow wave, like some kind of red Italian V-twin boat. So anyway, I'll catch up with you when I get to Pro Twins and when Mr. Sun Traffic has decided where he's going to suddenly stop in front of me. This road works fine. Benefit of the doubt. So many Tesla Model 3s. I mean, I'm not a big aesthetic person that buys things on the way they look, but they are just hideous. Can I nip around you? Can I nip around you to see the traffic light? Yeah. There we go. Motorbike privileges. So yeah, first service would just be an oil change and a check over, and stay there, fuckface. And just make sure nothing has fallen off or vibrated loose, and I guarantee you it probably will have done. If my 1198 is anything to go by every service, they're like, oh yeah, this bulb's broken. These 5 bolts that hold the engine in have vibrated out, but they all do that. And you always think to the dealer, oh, you're charging me for like individual £1 bolts, like can't you just give them to me for free? But then you realise it must happen so much on Ducatis, they'd be throwing away 10 grand a year or something if they did that. So anyway, enough conjecture about the business practices of Ducati dealers. I'll just see you when I get to Pro Twins, and hopefully the cafe is open so I can plug my laptop in and do some meetings. How exciting. Don't ever say I bring you boring content. I know I bring you boring content, you just don't need to tell me. Right, not that right. I was just filming this because it looked very pretty, but then there was a bin lorry and it was less pretty. I always forget what a fucker it is riding into low sun on a motorbike without a tinted visor, especially when the road is so wet and reflective you can't really see. I'm just trying to avoid drain covers, because if you hit one of them when you're leant over, it's not much fun. You end up doing your best giraffe on ice impression. Otherwise, it's a lovely morning. It's not too chilly. It's about 14 degrees Celsius, I believe. given how warm all my clothing is, that'll be alright sitting around outside in. Perhaps with a hot chocolate. Hot chocolate. Can I have marshmallows to make it deluxe? Oh yeah, it's sunny now. I can see clearly now, my brain has gone. Sorry, you're probably covered in filth, aren't you, viewer? Sitting there in your pants. Let me stroke your face. Right, we're there. And it's 9 o'clock, which is when they open. Parfait. It's also time I'm meant to start doing work, sadly. You may remember this from me taking my tentative first Bambi steps on this bike when I bought it. That was a month and a half ago. Wheelie bump, not today, Satan. Sorry, you've been wonky all morning. My bad. It's going to be interesting to see how absolutely covered in filth this is. Because it was so clean this morning and now... Nepa! I'll sit and dirty bonbon. Mostly I'm worried about whether the cafe is open or not. Is the cafe open? There's cars outside. The lights. Oh, maybe the cafe doesn't exist anymore. Oh no, the cafe's there. It is open. It's going to be full of labourers and a posh bloke on motorbike. And as is traditional, I forgot to bring my service book for them to stamp as well. It wouldn't be me if I hadn't forgotten that. Right, some pallets that I can sit on and do work on. Excelente. Do 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 do. Good morning. Da, da, da. First service. I have to say, the smell of a wet motorbike is one of my favourite smells. Unfortunately, you usually have to get a bit miserable to get it to smell like that, but... yeah. That's going to need a hose in. How's the bum? Your butt is a bit brown. Oh my god. Cool, brilliant. Didn't like it clean anyway. Alright, I'm going to sit over there and do some work. Bye. Okie dokie doo. That is it, first service done. Don't need to be back here for another year. And I've got new heated grips, or heating grips, as the Italian English says. Slight update. I've not felt the top end of a Hypermotard since I test rode one very briefly for 20 minutes back in June? Yeah, I'm not going to put the video in of me doing it because it's probably a bit naughty, but Jesus Christ, this thing gets fast at the top end when you pinned it. 113 horsepower never felt so entertaining. It sounds really good as well. I might have to see if there's new shots I can put in where you can't see the speedo. But yeah, just got a bit naughtier, frankly. I can't remember where I'm going either. I think I need to go down here. Whee. I think I do these roads enough that I would know whereabouts I'm going. Sadly, it is not the case. I don't want those boards to slip off and smack me in the gob. I better overtake him. Just a delightful little shimmy from the handlebars there to let you know that you're on it. Still a bit damp under the tree, so I won't be taking the piss that much. Okay, cool. This is a different... I'm going to steal a phrase from Zach Courts now. This is a different kind of mama jamma. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Washing machine to be sure, this is okay, cool. I was let's go to Newgate. I was speaking to racing driver Jamie Caroline, and he says this is the best pub around here for food. The Fox Revived. He races Aston Martin GT3s, I believe, or something. GTEs, some form of fast Aston Martin racing car. Guy called Jamie Caroline. I met him a couple of years ago. He was a pro driver on an ice driving event I did, and then Honda used him again this week for the Type R launch. Nice guy. Does a lot of Fortnite because he's a youngster, but you can't judge the young people by my old fart standards. Though PUBG was always better. Right. I do love autumn. Is there a better season than autumn? Summer gets too hot, everything gets too busy. Winter's just depressing. Spring's quite nice. You sometimes get unseasonably hot days in spring. But autumn is just lovely. My ideal temperature is about 16 degrees, which is what it is today. And it just, everything gets pretty, doesn't it? You sense the world shedding its clothing, its snakeskin from the year and all the toil that's gone, which in 2020 is a metric fuck ton, isn't it? So yeah, super pretty, and it's always my favourite time of year to go on holiday as well. Go somewhere like Colorado, enjoy the enjoy the sights of the leaves changing colour. And everyone likes wearing a scarf, and you get to wear scarves in autumn without getting too depressingly cold. And it's also my birthday in October, so there we go. That's what you came to watch motorbike vlogs for, I'm sure. Some whimsical thoughts on the beauty of autumn, or fall if you're an American. Right, laters.